Okay, welcome back, guys. We're gonna make the part two of the ranking all the MCU films. Honestly, I don't know how many parts. I just had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I don't want to make this video again, so I'm just gonna do it. So I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. So we finished off with Iron Man 2. Just to recap, my least favorite was Thor: The Dark World. Then was Incredible Hulk. Then was Thor 1, and then was Iron Man 2. But here, nonetheless, at let's see, wait, 20, 19, 18, 17. Number 16 is going to be a pretty interesting choice, in that it's Doctor Strange. I I don't really into comics, I'm into movies. So Marvel movies, superhero movies, I like superhero movies, not superhero comics. That's not my type of thing. So, like, breaking down trailers and analyzing it, this is not my thing, because when people analyze superhero things, they take it based off of comics and stuff, and I don't read I pretty much don't read comics. But as far as Doctor Strange goes, it felt like mystical world and stuff, and a lot of things I can't really comprehend. Stuff comics fans would comprehend. And at times it felt boring. That whole introduction before he became Doctor Strange, before he needed to come Doctor Strange, was kind of setups and kind of interesting to prove how he needed his hands, but ultimately boring. Ultimately throwaway scenes just to kind of clarify who he is, but I didn't find that typically interesting. And then the love interest in this movie was a fellow doctor who was underutilized, and either way, when she is utilized, is not good. Is just not good. I said it. I find it to not be as interesting. And that's kind of a simple fact. It's as simple as that. But when he does got Doctor Strange, and the action sequences are good, but like the mystical side, I don't exactly comprehend and can't really make sense of, because coming off of is so realistic and grounded Civil War, and now coming in the mystical world of Doctor Strange, it didn't really seem fitting enough in the MCU, but nonetheless, not as bad as any of these movies, and it still has good scenes, still have things that make sense, but not completely, and they try to make it as grounded as it is, and that's the thing. And that's next up, at number 15 is gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I know, like, I like the first Guardians of the Galaxy. You'll see that later. But as far as the second Guardians of the Galaxy, it had kind of the same jokes. Not as funny jokes. That's for one thing. So many plot lines that some are good, some are bad, and some just don't make sense. Some of them I don't like. Some of those are, completely because of my opinion. Like, for instance, the whole beginning part with introducing the Golden Girls, basically the Golden Girls. I don't know what to call them. Introducing those people, it feels like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 mix into one. I know they're making Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I know that. But we're talking in the context of this film. It just, like I said, it's not fluid as enough. Like I said, it has many plot lines, and they don't fluid. One plot line has nothing to do with the main plot line. And when the throwaway plot, I'm gonna call it the throwaway plot, because this is a plot line that would have made sense, because I heard this is the plot line where at the end credit scene they're introducing Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is said to be the villain of Volume 3, and it's one of the Golden Girls' secret weapon. So why are they in 2? To set up 3? Then that means whatever's in that part is not really part of Volume 3, and then when they come again later, it seems way too unnecessary, because now you're plotting two completely different plot lines. One plot line setting up a whole new movie in the main plot line, cramming into one, and meanwhile all this is going on. There's a Ravager plot line with Baby Groot, Rocket, and Yondu, and the Ravengers. The action in that scene and the emotion is definitely there. It's funny, but not good enough to save the movie. And then the ultimate, how do I think about ego and stuff? I don't particularly, find it sad. I know, yeah, it's really sad what happens, but so many issues. Every time in that big reveal, I'm excited for that reveal, but as far as the whole idea that Peter Quill is not actually human, because in the first movie, that is a great concept of you bring a human into space and see what his life is like, see how he acts at things in kind of a human-esque way. But now finding that he's a celestial all this time, it takes away from that first movie. So that's kind of why. I know it took a long for that one, but there's a lot of gameplay. Number 14. God, I know I'm gonna have haters. Black Panther. I know. I just speechless about that one. I'm really speechless because I know people are like comprehending then if this is here, then what's over there? Because I know so many people, hate so many movies, and then people love Black Panther. And nobody really hates Black Panther. And I do, So I'm going to explain to you why in just a moment. I'm going to go in. Alright, and here is why. There's so many different things. But number one, for one thing, I feel like Black Panther in Civil War was way cooler than he was in his own movie. Comprehend that. I think a lot of people think this is the movie to shine, but I think it's not a good movie when, you could tell that it might not be such a good movie when the side characters are better than the main character itself. And that happens in a lot of movies. It's their own fault because they want to introduce a lot of characters and have big backstories for a lot of characters, yet the character itself is not portrayed good. I had nothing off the Shadow of Posen. I just think he's almost overpowered at some points and sometimes underpowered. To comprehend that, I kind of have to explain more in depth. Maybe I'll do another video on that. And then as far as the plot itself, I like the plot. I just found it at times boring. And at times, a lot of scenes, a lot of plot points, and a lot of times when they end the plot points, it's not what actually Black Panther would do, but what the movie needed to do to pull the plot forward. A big example is when what's his name? When Andy Serkis's Ulysses Claw gets broken out of his cell. How Black Panther would have chased after that, but because they already had a planned new scene, he didn't go after them. It's a big example of and then this actual scene that they were planning to do, he chased after them. All it took was one grenade and Black Panther was done. And that's like in Civil War, he would have never done that. That's why I think underpoweredness. The other side characters are cool. And maybe it's because they don't suffer from the fact that they do stupid things to serve the plot because they're not really in the lead. But I feel like, I don't know, like Wakanda, they do great world building, and I know. Because I keep saying, and I do mean this, from Black Panther on, these movies are really good. I do mean that. Just the least of the good. Like if I said name all your good movies, and then someone said which of these good movies do you not want to see, or not? Because I want to see all. These are the movies where I don't mind watching. I just think there's so many scenes that would have served better in the beginning that were shown in the back. So many scenes that the whole backstory thing plot with the beginning introducing Killmonger stuff. The beginning scene we didn't really understand what that was, but then late in the midway through the movie they show an extension of that scene that would have fit so well in the beginning. You would have learned context. It would make you have questions and then figure out when it comes in, so that when Killmonger comes in, because one of reasons why people really love Killmonger is because he's relatable. But when you first introduce it, you don't see that. When he's first introduced, you don't see that. But if you saw him after knowing who he really is, every time he's on screen, it kind of works, because until this moment, we didn't know who Killmonger was. Black Panther didn't. We didn't know who Killmonger was, and yet he already had plenty of screen time. And another thing is that there's so many plot lines and shenanigans like that. Okay, number I want to say 13. Yeah, 13. Okay, and that would be Ant-Man. Ant-Man is such a unique. This is probably the biggest start of what I call the funny MCU films. This is like kind of that era where after this Ant-Man, every single film was funny. Every single film cracked jokes. Because you think about it, right after Ant-Man, was Civil War, and yeah, that had pretty funny jokes in it, despite all that. Then you think of next Doctor Strange, so there's a lot of jokes after that. Avengers Age of Ultron kind of hinted at that, but Ant-Man was a true hilarious movie. And if you mix comedy and superhero, I think it pluses that. And I definitely see the pluses in that. I definitely see in so many ways how it works. As far as the plot, why it's not any higher, it's just because Ant-Man, it kind of makes smaller, and that's not a really bad thing, but I can't put it any higher because it's definitely a little bit lower, and because it definitely is rehashed. The villain is definitely rehashing of the Iron Man villain. That's simple criticism, and because if the villain is a ripoff of another MCU film, then the villain has to serve the plot, causing the plot to kind of lower down, between the fact that Yellow Jackets, after revenge from one of the main characters, is definitely in the same way he kind of gets destroyed. It's kind of the same way, by simply having, in the ultimate sense, not knowing how to overcome or a challenge with the suit. Same kind of concept, and because of that, since the villain serves a lot of the plot, it does take away. And of course, I love the cameo with Falcon, but I still do think that it definitely takes away from the plot. Okay, I'm gonna cut this video here. I will be making a part 3. That will come out shortly. Okay.